So the wall sweeps and the profiles that we've seen in Revit, they have some options, but they are limited. So what if you want a more custom item or just an option that's more than what's included in Revit? There are a couple of ways to get that. Um, one of, I think the way that's going to give you probably the most options is using a molding site like Randall Brothers. And there are others you can find simply by Googling wall trim profile, millwork profile, and you're going to be looking for an AutoCAD file. So most of these are created in AutoCAD, but we can use those and import them into Revit. So in Randall Brothers, you're going to go to our product lines, trim and moldings, and then down to Randall Brothers trim profiles. We'll open up this page. On the left side, you have your downloads for all the AutoCAD files. It will tell you the molding type that they have. And then on the far right, you can click on the PDF link here, and it will open each one an image of it so you can see what it is exactly that you're looking at. So if you want, an embossed crown, sometimes they will even show you kind of what that might look like in use, any of those. So let's choose this embossed crown because it is more detailed than what we have in Revit. You're going to click on the AutoCAD download. It will come up here and download it. It is a zip file. So I would recommend, I'm just going to set this up real quick. Somewhere, maybe it's on your desktop or in your documents, create a folder, and we're going to just name it Revit Profile Trims, anything like that. And then I'm just going to drag over. I've been saving them to my desktop, which is not good. So I'm just moving it here. All right, so now I have this. So I can go back to my download, my zip file. I'm going to hit extract all. And now I'm going to browse to where that folder is. So I've got Revit profile here. I'm just going to select it, select folder, and it'll place it there so I can find it and hit extract. So it's all here. You will need to keep up as you add more, especially from if it's Randall Brothers anywhere else, like what's that number that you're looking for. So 685 is my latest. I'm going to come back into Revit now. And what I want to do is to go to File, New, Family. So I'm creating a new one. All right. If you remember, we talked about our profiles, our family. So we're creating a new family. We're going to come down and find Profile. So it's going to put that in that same profile family and hit Open. And it opens just a grid with some axes as we go through it. Now, as you work through this, you can treat this, if this is a crown, as this is your ceiling line. So you want it below it if it's a ceiling, and then your wall face on the right or left side of it. So there's a couple of things before I go into that. This option, you can also simply click on line and draw one. So if you want to create your own unique item, you can do that. You can measure it, draw it. There are arc options. You can create arches, kind of go back and forth. Oops, and draw your own like that. So that's one option. But what we are doing is using our starting profile, and we're going to draw it to match that, but in a much easier way. So you'll go to Insert, Import CAD, go to where you have saved that. So Revit Profile, and again, it was 685. When you click on it, lots of times you should see a preview here. All of this in our current view should stay as is. So it's going to go to your reference level. You'll see that's the only option there. and just hit open. It places it just off to the side somewhere. I'm going to click on the pen so that I can now move it. And I want to find this corner they've given me and line it up with the center of my axes. So now it's placed. If this is my ceiling and my wall, it's placed where I want it. You're going to come back to create, choose line, because this is just an AutoCAD image. So we have to create Revit lines for it to show in Revit. In your draw, you want to choose pick lines. So it's this line with an arrow. And then I'm simply going to click on each line. You want to make sure you're kind of zoomed in, especially for the more intricate ones. Sometimes these that are right on this kind of wall and ceiling are harder to find, so we'll come back to that. But I'm going to click each one and make sure, and it does typically change the color, so that will help you make sure you're getting each piece as you go through. So now for these, to make sure I get it, I'm going to go simply to line, and I'm just going to draw and connect these two. All right. And then I'm going to come up to modify because somehow I picked a line that was an angle here and I don't want that. So I'm going to go make sure I delete that. Once I have it, I'm going to click off to this side so that it kind of selects the AutoCAD image in blue and just hit delete to get rid of it. This again lets me see that yes, I do have all my lines. If you do this and you realize you're missing a line, you can simply go to undo, fix that line with the pick lines, and then get rid of it. So now I've created this in Revit. I want to go to File, Save as Family. And the reason I'm doing this is it lets me create a unique name other than Family 3 so I can remember what this is. So we're going to name this Crown, I think it was 685, whatever description makes sense for you so that you know what it is, and hit Save. Now we're going to load into the project and close. All right, so it's now in my families. Scroll down under Profile, Crown 685 is here. So when I have that, I can place it, and we'll put it on the same one. We'll just put it lower. So same way, I'm going to go to the wall sweep. I'm going to edit the type, duplicate it, and we'll name it Crown, again, 685, so I know which one it is. Under my profile, I have my 685 option. I can hit OK, and then come in and place it on the wall. Okay. I believe this is doing this because I already have one, so let's delete that. Let's try this again. Now that I've created it, I can simply use my drop down to find that option. Okay, so most likely my profile that I created is not fully enclosed as I'm looking at this. And this would be because since it's a more unique one. So I want to come in and edit this. And what I'm going to do, get a line, so that opens up my modify. And I'm going to use trim extend and just make sure that all of my corners are working. And that's probably what's going on, because you can see when I did that, it deleted it. Let's go back and make sure that it's working. And I do have, there's a little line here that's not connecting. And let's just check here as well. Okay, let's try that again. Do you want to save changes? Yes. Do you want to place it? Yes. Overwrite existing version and parameter values. Okay, now let's see if I drew it correctly. Yes, okay, so now it's letting me place it. So same process, you'll place it on each wall that you want it on. Go through here, and then let's take a look at the section view. So we can see it and adjust it, drag it up or down as we need to for here. And lots of times when you get closer, sometimes just using the arrow keys on your keyboard adjusts it easier. So that's how you can create more unique and use more customized trim moldings in your project.